Rarely is the question asked, is our children learning?
My fellow Americans.
Corporations are people, my friend.
Our country is in serious trouble.
I never sent any classified material.
Man is not free unless government is limited.
Bringing you opinions on historic, current, and international politics. Welcome to the Unnamed Political Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the 9th official episode of the Unnamed Political Podcast. I'm Clark Wahlberger.
And I'm Jack Horvath.
Those of you who are watching this may notice you're actually watching something this time.
For once.
Hopefully we have just made the jump to Technicolor, and if you enjoy this, please tell us in the comment section below. We may continue it. Alright, we're going to try to jump into this. The Republican debates were this Wednesday, or the second Republican debates were this Wednesday on CNN.
At the Reagan Library.
Yes, the Reagan Library. The mecca for people who probably won't say the word mecca. Stephen Colbert. Oh man, please watch him. He is hilarious. Alright, so we're going to kind of just be going into it. We're going to try to give a brief 15-minute assessment of what we thought about the debate. So,
Alright.
Jack, any overreaching before we get into the candidates' thoughts? How do you think this compared to the first debate?
I think it was a lot, I think there's a lot more aggression and tension between the candidates. I think you can agree with that.
I definitely, because you've now, like at the first debate, it was, they knew each other. It wasn't like they were meeting for stuff, but they, now they've had time to kind of, they've started to see each other's strategies, the attack strategies started to form.
Especially Donald Trump.
And especially with
Donald Trump.
Just within the first 5 minutes of the debate, he tore into Rand Paul.
Wrecked Rand Paul,
Oh,
actually.
man.
It was fun to
that
watch.
Was...
It was entertainment.
I'm not a Donald Trump fan, but that almost won me over.
Almost.
Oh, yeah.
I'm halfway there, actually.
Oh, man. That was intense. But, compared to, so obviously you saw the Jeb Bush, Donald Trump, they started, but Donald Trump butted heads with virtually everybody.
As his job is.
But clearly one of the key people who he had been butting heads with before the debate was Jeb Bush, and we saw that pay off a little bit with him dissing Jeb and stating like, oh, you have more energy than I like that,
right. Which
was interesting. It definitely added to the mood of it, but I mean, obviously, and he went at it with everybody. It wasn't just Huckabee, though. A couple of the candidates did try to neutralize themselves, especially Mike Huckabee.
And they failed. Mike Huckabee?
He just tried to basically...
But he had no say anyway. He barely talked.
He's pointless. But he did have the whole thing of like, oh, I really enjoy being here with everybody, and I love all these guys, and the Miss Carly, that sort of thing.
Right.
But speaking of Carly...
She did really well. You gotta admit. I think she did the best. She
earned that spot in this debate, and she did not waste that opportunity.
It doesn't even matter her record as a Hewlett-Packard CEO and the terrible record that
you think she has a terrible record?
I think it wasn't successble.
I won't disagree with that.
But she did stellar at the debates. Come on.
Mm-hmm. So I think her record is up to debate. But obviously, at the debates, she definitely, especially with Donald Trump, with her... basically, where a lot of she had a very loaded and very effective question for her, but when they asked her, like, where Donald had made comments about her appearance, and she basically said that the woman of America heard him.
Exactly, and they sure did, and she's rising, like...
She's definitely rising the poll. Do you think she will be able to eventually capture the woman vote and kind of take it from Trump? Because Trump,
Trump doesn't have that many women under his...
He doesn't have that many, but, I mean, he's not exactly... I mean, obviously in the left, he's being called a misogynistic, horrible person, but on the right, he's not being completely torn apart. I mean, I wish that my mom thinks he's mean, but she at least appreciates his honesty.
That's something he does have.
Yes,
he's not afraid to say things that the establishment would definitely not say.
Oh, yes.
They would be scared they'd fall in the polls, but Trump doesn't care.
Yeah, and it's only rising. His honesty it's been booming. It has been nothing but helping him, I would say.
I'd say. You've seen the surge in the polls.
Oh, yeah.
It's scary.
One of the goals of the podcast is to try to give you, the viewers, the kind of teenage perspective on current issues and...
Teenage center-right perspective.
The teenage, yes. Well, we're giving the anti-stereotypical millennial, but
for real.
Well, with Donald Trump, most of the people our age, we think he's kind of a jerk, but we at least enjoy his honesty.
Are we considered millennials?
I think we are. I think we are the very tail end of the millennials.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, would you rather be post-millennials?
Definitely not.
It's up to debate. So yeah, we're the tail end of the millennials, and we are not following the trend of our generation, I guess.
So who do you think did the worst?
Who did the worst? Oh, that's a lot of people just didn't. I think
Rand Paul.
Walker.
Rand Paul.
Well, I think Rand Paul.
He didn't do anything to fix himself.
He's done. Like I don't think he'll drop out. Like obviously we were there, and then there are fewer now. We lost a tribute. Again, I'm totally ripping
My boy
off
Rick Perry.
jokes from the Colbert Farm Show, but we lost a tribute with Rick Perry. Yes, but I think Rand Paul. I think he'll stay in. I think he knows he's not going to win, but he wants to kind of keep pushing libertarian ideas and beliefs for as long as he can.
The first reason Rick Perry dropped out is because he got no support in like 2012. Second reason is because he got no money.
Actually, I believe he was leading the polls this time, like around this time in the 2012 election.
Yeah, he was doing really good. He was a front runner. And the third reason he lost is, I forgot it. What's the third reason?
You think I know?
No, it's the joke from the 2012.
Oh.
He couldn't name the 3 things he wanted to take
away.
And he couldn't say what the third one was.
I'm sorry. Hopefully you guys got out there, because that totally...
I think some people will get that one.
Yes.
That was a good one. All right.
I remember that now. 3 government agencies.
Yeah.
What's the third one?
So...
I remember that. Yeah. But I think Walker did bad. I think
he didn't help himself.
When he was starting out, he was kind of a third, and after the first debate, Carson kind of took that place, and he's just been dropping and dropping.
I think he tried, though. I think he tried to make a comeback at the second debate. And I think he was towards the beginning, but towards like the second half.
I feel like he's so, like, if you think like that Jeb has low energy, I feel like he's even more low energy. He just seems perpetually just, like when Trump kind of attacked him and said like you don't really have that good of a record as governor, he didn't have a easy, quick response to that, and he just kind of showed he just isn't able to do that. And I think that kind of shows how it's been going.
But Bush does have a great conservative record as governor.
Bush,
one of the best.
He's the anti-Bush in terms of Bush has an amazing record as governor.
It's just the name. It's just the name.
And the name is one of the big. And also with Jeb, do you think his energy was too low?
No, I think he's actually coming out a little bit out of the shell.
I think he definitely has. The
second debate, I think he really started, coming out. It's kind of gotten
like if you remember the 3 debates, if you remember the debates from the last presidential election where people said, oh, in the first debate Obama was totally asleep.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. I feel like that's how Jeb was in the last debate, but he hasn't fully woken up yet. I think he needs to spice it up. He needs to start getting more aggressive. I know this is going to sound terrible, but...
Can't be too aggressive if you're an establishment.
He needs to start taking tips from his brother.
Best book. Oh, wow, I didn't see the back.
In terms of aggression. He's going
I
to start taking tips from his brother. This, of course, is Decision
back.
Points. For those of you who can't see it, this here is...
Autobiography from George W. Bush. Best book ever. I have it, too.
He needs to start taking tips. He needs to start acting more aggressive, more assertive.
Okay, my favorite press.
Because I think Trump is eventually going to fall when it comes to him starting to address, because that was what you found tonight.
Definitely.
When they started to address specific issues, he doesn't have it. Like, he and Rubio really hammered into them for this, where Trump said, I will be ready on day 1, and Rubio just said, you can't do that when it comes to the presidency. So I think that will kill him, and when he starts to fall, which I really hope will happen soon, Jeb really needs to step in and rise up if he wants to be able to become the frontrunner that everybody thought he was going to be.
I thought Christie did pretty well.
Christie, another person who people thought was a frontrunner and then wasn't.
I don't like him, but
I think Christie,
he's coming back
for such a
tiny bit.
Candidate polling so low. I think right now he's at 1.5%.
He shouldn't even be in the debate, but neither.
No, no, you sound like Trump now. But he really was able to have that good soundbite, I guess, where he was where Carly and Donald were yelling at each other over their records as CEOs, and they said, you know what, nobody cares.
It was really awkward in the opening. You saw the opening debate, right? Where they all opening statements. Christie's like,
turn the camera on.
Yeah, it's so awkward.
I didn't think that was funny. That was awkward. I think that was a little bit pandering. I will definitely say.
No one would have raised their hands because they just don't want to, agree or just acknowledge him. I think so. It's hilarious.
But yeah, I can see it. So he was able to get in there, get that sound bite, which I think was definitely going to help him.
Kasich.
You think Kasich? Do you think he got any sound bites?
I don't think he did anything memorable, but I just like Kasich. He'd be my second choice if Bush never,
You like Kasich?
If he dropped out,
I
Kasich
think
would definitely be a second for me.
I like him. I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he could do a good job.
But
I don't think he has any really potential to kind of move in like that.
It's too late now.
Yeah, I don't know. I like, if I had to guess, like a same person, I think Carson,
I don't like Carson.
So yeah,
I don't like many of the outsiders except for Fiorina.
I think that with Carson, so I like his policy because he seems like he's more of a moderate, and he seems like the most level-headed. Yes, during the debate, he's very into this, but he's so level-headed. But like when people criticize Bush of being lower energy. I feel like he was even
No,
more.
he was half asleep.
I really
It's medication.
think we need. I was just like, I think we need to look at this from.
See
It
the
was
bad
just
lip
so yes. If you ever, there's a video very interesting in the first one. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's just kind of like so intense, like just. Is he trying to levitate the microphone?
I have heavy respect for him though as a neurosurgeon.
I think he's
Great guy.
he's a very smart guy, which I think. So I like him, but he just seems so low energy. But I think I don't think he really would be able to in like a sparring debate like with Hillary or
He
with Bernie. I guess
fall so hard.
He wouldn't be. He would just because he's not. It's not in his nature to like go and attack somebody. He's stated that that's not his campaign, and you need to be aggressive if you want to win the White House.
That's true.
It was good. Rubio? Do you think?
That's a good point.
Rubio, he's also good. Kind of second.
I brought my
place
own
for
water.
him. Yes.
I brought my own water.
He is.
I think he did okay.
I like him. Yeah.
I think he did. I don't think he hurt himself.
I think he did good. I think he brings the youth that you don't really see anywhere else. Like in this, when people complain like, oh, it's a bunch of old white people, I guess, or just old people, because clearly we have Carson. But he's the only really, I guess, youthful guy in the entire thing.
Where's the Democrats?
I know, the difference
Generation,
is
come
if you claim that they're the party of old white men, you have an old white guy and an old white woman.
Hillary Clinton's like 67 or 69.
No, that's Bill.
How old's Hillary? 60 something?
She's 65.
Yeah,
I
let me
wanna
look
say.
this up.
You think she's too old?
Well, I don't think
They were in the
too
Reagan
old.
Library. He was the
Reagan
president who
was
proved you
77.
are never too old to be president.
Hillary Clinton is 67.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So,
But yeah, Reagan proved that you can never.
when you say
I will not for
rich
Clinton.
white people, Hillary Clinton is a rich white woman.
Yeah, that's a good point. But then again, I mean, it's not like all on the Republican side. Just to, if you want to make it even, it's not like Trump's exactly living off of food stamps.
Well, that's for sure. I don't get why so many like middle class Republicans like Trump though,
Yeah.
because he's rich. And Mitt Romney.
Well, it's not just that, but I think you do have to realize, once you get high in politics, I mean, the salaries you make in Congress, no congressman will ever be starving if they're being elected.
Right.
Because you make, I believe the minimum salary for a state senator is $174,000 a year.
That's hefty.
That's more than 3 times what the average American makes. Which, I personally think their salary should be a little bit lower. If I ever run for office, I'd probably disagree with myself, but
I don't know. I think it's a stable.
I think they need to lower, because I mean, it's just they're so unpopular, and clearly though, I mean, it's not like they're doing nothing. I think kind of the public perception is they're doing nothing, but I mean, the Republicans they are definitely doing something. It's just not high visibility stuff, but they're getting stuff done.
You want to talk about the junior debates? Since we kind of went over every single
So so that was one of the big points though that was made in the junior debates by Bobby Jindal was he wants to fire everybody in Congress.
Now that's a ridiculous point to bring up, and I don't know about
The junior debates.
Jindal.
So there were four people in the junior debates before.
Very small. Very small
It was
compared
much
to what I've
smaller than
seen.
the other one. But overall, I don't think we really saw anybody stand out.
Graham looked
He looks
like a
like
beady-eyed
oh
2-year-old.
man, he looked like he was a confused old man.
I always was so astounded at how tall
It's-
Pataki was.
Yeah, I liked him. I thought he did the best.
I think
He
he
and
was
Bobby,
okay.
I think, did the best. But oh man, Lindsey Graham.
Jindal.
Yeah, this is the longest I've ever spent in a library.
Yeah, he kind of wrecked himself.
Oh,
And Santorum.
Santorum just.
Go back to 2012.
Yeah, if you think that Rand shouldn't be there.
I guess we were in there.
Yeah. Oh man, he's done. He's at the end of his road.
I can tell you Santorum will probably be the next one to drop out.
You think Santorum will be?
Either him or, don't want to say Graham.
I don't think Graham will
I think
drop out for a
Jindal
while.
would be stubborn enough to
Jindal,
stick
I
to
think,
the
will be
end.
stubborn. I think he, at
Pataki
least in his own
might.
mind, thinks he could.
I
think
he
he's
will.
the most reasonable person, so I think he would do it just because he realistically thinks. I don't think he's the most reasonable person, but I think he's one of the most reasonable and level-headed guys.
Mhm.
So I think he would be willing to say, you know what, I'm not helping myself, I'm just making it oversaturated. I'm going to drop out and support somebody who I think can win.
That's a good point.
Like I said, and plus, if he drops out, if he can able to seem as sophisticated as he can and drop it early, he may, if a Republican wins the White House, have a position in that cabinet or something like that.
Yeah.
But one of the big guys we haven't talked about, obviously, is Ted Cruz.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yes, probably the most, for somebody who's so far right, I feel like he sounded really effeminate during the debate.
I like him. I like his speaking. He's a really good talker. Very
I
nice.
think you can listen to him. He's not unbearable to hear. But I think he's way too far right to win the White House, obviously, and there's nothing he can do to change that.
He's pulling pretty well, though.
He's playing well, but again, I mean,
I don't think he helped
in
himself.
terms
in
of
the debates.
national, 6.8, that's not exactly numbers that are going to win the White House.
He didn't do anything memorable in the debates.
Oh, no.
He got no speaking time.
Yeah,
Half of them got no speaking
with
time.
the debates, the speaking time, the debate was so long for those of you who saw it. It was so
3 hours.
Oh man, because they
I
said
didn't even watch the whole thing.
I did, but I started to get really. I'm glad that I was awake for the whole thing, but I was nervous I was going to drop off at the end. But oh man, they they basically had the rule of, for those of you who saw it, if your name was mentioned, you then got to talk.
And you can see that Trump talked for the majority of it
Because
for obvious reasons.
they always mentioned Trump. It was like some
Trump
Greek mythology thing. Your name has been invoked. You have been summoned to speak. Oh man, but it just kept coming back to them. And our longtime contributor of the podcast, Gabriel Mason, mentioned to me a lot of the questions were basically, rather than like, what's your opinion on this? It's, what do you think Donald Trump's opinion on this is? Or something like that.
That's a good point.
Donald was so heavily, like, he did kind of disappear in the middle,
right.
But it's just the race is still so Trump-centric, I guess you could say.
Shout out to Gabe Mesa.
Yeah, shout out to Gabe. If you're watching this, dude, you're awesome. But with that, I just think they need to move away from such a Trump-centric thing, which is so hard to do because Trump is so big.
So there.
He's so encapsulating of everything.
Yeah, definitely.
He is kind of symbolizing how intense race is becoming. Not that I think he symbolizes the Republican Party at all.
Which he doesn't.
He does not.
He does not.
Should,
He makes us look like we're idiots.
Yes.
We're not.
He is probably one of the worst people ever to represent the Republicans, I think, in my opinion. Some of his policies aren't terrible, but he's just such... he could never win the White House.
I couldn't see it. It would be a joke if he won.
I mean, it's...
It would be a joke. Simply, that's
So
it.
yeah, I think if you could get him to be president for just 2 years, I would say, somebody mentioned this to me, just 2
I would
years,
say why not?
where he could just whip things into shape and just basically show, I guess in terms of
Or he
foreign
could
policy,
resign whenever he wanted to.
if he could learn the names of people in foreign policy, which, I mean, we can't really criticize him that much considering we know we know a little bit more than him, we'll say that.
A tiny bit.
But with that, he, I mean, if you think, like with Obama, we've had everybody saying, oh my gosh, nobody respects America. Everybody walks over them. With Trump, it would just be, holy crap, these Americans are insane. We're never going to mess with them again. But, and then if he resigned for 2 years. But obviously, that's wistful.
Or he resigned whenever he wanted to, as long as he got his goals met.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But, so I think we've
Covered the debates very well.
covered the debates. Any other standouts, any other things that you think should have been mentioned that weren't?
No, I think we mentioned everything, but we might want to talk about what we're going to do in the future for this podcast, because
All
we
right.
have a lot of changes coming,
Yeah,
including
so,
the visuals.
Basically, we've, so I think, hope you enjoyed. Now we're going to be talking about the rest of it. So please keep listening, if not.
We got some good stuff coming.
But yeah,
Keep
so
listening.
obviously you see we have our little set back here with pretty much, you probably can't tell from that distance
Every
because the
single book
camera's
under
not
the
that
sun.
great. Yeah, all of Tom Clancy's books. We want to be full. All the
cool books.
President's books. We're just
Decision
trying
points.
to look very formal. We have our globe up here, formal-looking picture albums. Tell us what you think about
Very
the set.
sophisticated.
This hopefully will not be our only set. We've explored several other places where we may be filming.
Very good alternatives.
Yes. We've also, hopefully, you may not be able to tell, but if the audio quality sounds a little bit better, it's because we're now actually using a video camera, a flip camera, as opposed to Jack's phone.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
wasn't that good of a source.
Not that great.
No.
But, so tell us if you like this area. We're hopefully going to start working in a couple of other areas, possibly with more shelves, I guess.
A lot more shelves.
Shelves at a bar, that's one place.
A bar.
Not of course, an actual bar. We are not under 21. I personally never plan on drinking. But just as another place to do it. We also have a very formal little fireplace in shelves where we may be
We'll act a lot
in the
more
future.
serious there.
Yes, if we ever want to do a joke there. We may be expanding the podcast into more
Different types of
diverse
segments.
areas. Yes, we're thinking of launching we're going to try some earlier basically on a channel called Overthink, Overthinker, Overthinking, some variant to that, to be determined in the next hour probably.
Probably.
But where we'll just be answering quick, brief questions, kind of like just run-of-the-mill informational YouTube channel.
It'll
But
be like a 2-minute
run by teams,
videos.
2 to 5 minute types things where we're just going to explain, here's a political issue or a social issue. It may be totally random things. Right. 2 of our bigger ones could be the Chinese economic slowdown. We're going to try to condense that for you. The other one would be just totally random. How do YouTube channels end?
Now, that's a good
It's
question.
something that
I've
I've always been wondering, because we're so early in the internet era.
Right.
We don't know how these things play out. We're in the forefront with the unknown. That's kind of interesting about how
Frontier.
the time in which we live, where we just don't know totally what's going on, what's going to happen, because we have nothing to reference this with.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. But so yeah, I think tell us if you like the visual format. We hope you do.
One more thing.
Oh yes.
One more thing for segments. We might do this where we'll have where we just talk about random stuff. Kind of just a joke.
We may just be messing around, just talking about our daily lives.
Slightly comedic.
Yeah, as comedic as we can make on the fly. But yeah, this will have nothing to do with
It'll
politics.
be unscripted.
Totally unscripted. Nothing to do with just our daily lives, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah, you probably will find it as boring as heck. So.
I don't think people will like it.
Yeah, if you want to, yeah. So if you don't live in our town, you might not find it as interesting, but hopefully you will.
Yeah. Is that all we have to say?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, hopefully I like to apologize to all of you if I've been saying and like more than George did. But see, again,
George,
I will try to work on that. So we hope you enjoyed.
Hey, I'm Jack Horvath, I guess.
You guess. Are you?
I might be.
You might be.
I'm an imposter.
Yes, I hope he's not. But we may be doing a video, on conspiracy theories. So for all we know, he's one of them. I'm Clark. Yes, I'm Clark Wahlberg.
And I'm Jack Horvath.
Goodbye.
See you next time.
Okay, we're just pausing awkwardly now. Okay. Do you want to include that at the end?
That would be funny. That'd be funny if I just stood here and looked at the camera.
Yeah, you just want to keep that.